OpenSSL allows you to create your own certificate authority server, and you can use that to create certificates for your own internal computers. The only problem is the process isn't automated, and at some point you'll have to renew certificates before they expire, because if you don't, it causes problems for web browsers. But how do you renew certificates using OpenSSL? Well, if that's something that you're interested in finding out, then stick around and watch this video, because that's what we'll be going over. Now, I used OpenSSL to create a certificate for a test server, and if I copy and paste this command into the command line and then hit return, it's telling me that the certificate was created on October 10th, 2021, and that it's set to expire October 10th, 2022. In other words, at the time of this recording, the actual certificate has already expired. Now, the problem is I can't just simply extend the expiry date. I have to replace the existing certificate. I have to create a completely new one and then upload that certificate to the actual server so that it then has a new certificate to use. So because I actually created this certificate on this root server, I can paste in the command that I used to create this actual certificate itself. So I've got details of the actual certificate server request, plus the configuration file to get OpenSSL to include the subject alternate name in there. So if I hit return, it wants the passphrase for the key. I'll supply that. Hit return, and I get an error message saying that there's already a certificate that exists for this common name. It's saying that the certificate is valid and it expires, and it tells you the actual date. So even though this actual certificate has expired, as far as OpenSSL is concerned, the certificate's still valid. So I can't create a certificate for this specific common name because one already exists. In which case, what I have to do is to actually revoke this existing certificate. So to do that, I'm going to copy and paste another command. I'm then going to hit return, provide the actual passphrase, hit return, and now it's telling me that that certificate has now been revoked. Well, now that that certificate has been revoked, we should be able to create a completely new one. So I'm going to copy and paste the command into the command line to actually create this new certificate. And again, all the details that are needed are stored on this actual server. In other words, I can just keep reusing the information I used to create the original certificate in the first place to make this whole process all the more easier. So I'm going to hit return. I need to provide the passphrase for this key. Hit return. And now we just need to go through the process of saying, yes, we want to sign the certificate. And yes, we want to commit this to the database. Now, you can see down here that it's telling us about the subject alternate name. It's going to be test.templab.lan, so we know that's going to get included in the certificate. But if you do ever want to double check an actual certificate to see if that information is included, you can run a command like this one that I'll copy and paste in, because this looks at the actual certificate itself, but only for that specific information, plus the extra line that gives you the details there. Now, how you replace the certificate on a server really varies, so I can't cover that within this video. But it is worth pointing out that it's better to replace a certificate before it actually expires. And the reason being is that some web browsers will simply refuse to give you access to the server, making it difficult to then replace that existing certificate with the new one. Now, in the case of a lab, for instance, that's not going to exist for very long, you could extend the expiry date to a very long time, but it's not really recommended. The better strategy is to set your certificates so that they expire in maybe 1 year, and then actually monitor those servers and the certificates on them. And a popular way of doing that is to use an application like Nagios, which will actually send you alerts before the certificate's about to expire. Well, thanks for making it to the end of this video. I really do hope you found it useful. If so, then do click the like button and share, as that'll help get the video out to more people who might find it useful as well. If you've got any comments or suggestions, please post those in the comments section below. And if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see more content like this, then yes, do subscribe. Just remember to set the bell icon to actually send you notifications when new content gets released. Although I also post to Twitter as well as Facebook. If you'd like to help the channel and support it, you can actually make contributions through PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee. I've also got links to Patreon, and there's also the join membership option for YouTube itself. Patreon and YouTube members do have the option to actually benefit from early access as well. But above all, many thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.